Welcome everybody. So when you're ready, get yourself nice and comfortable. Today we're going to start on the floor, and I'm going to join you on the floor today, so completely on your backs. Take a moment to get yourself really comfortable here, so taking a little bit of space between the feet. And for the moment, while we get nice and comfortable, hands down to the earth, palms facing up. Roll your shoulders back and down. Close the eyes, tuck the chin ever so slightly. See if you can create a little bit of pressure with your lower back in the mat, and don't make this a tense move. Just think about freeing up the tailbone on the mat and the lower back just dropping in. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then a few quiet moments here, just preparing yourself for your practice. Letting go of any of those last thoughts that creep into the mind just as you settle down. See if you can soften your facial muscles. So softening around the eyes, softening between the brows. Letting the back of the head just drop into the mat a little bit more also. Taking another moment just to see what's happened to the shoulders. Have they crept back up to the ears? Can you roll them down? Just so you feel that you have quite a bit of contact with your body and the mat, so that you know that you're safe, you're secure here. Maybe you can let the chest relax, see what effect that has on the shoulders. Let the belly relax. See if you can soften the hip area. The buttocks, just let them soften also. Letting the thighs become heavy so the knees start to roll out. And then see what effect that has on the lower legs. The ankles roll out, the feet roll out. Once your physical body is nice and relaxed, bring your awareness to your mind. Noticing if thoughts are still creeping in. And if that's the case today, then that's the case today. Don't try and change it. Don't let that become a point of tension. Just acknowledge those thoughts and then push them to the side. And now, really casually here, just bring your awareness to your breath. Soften the lips so you're not closing them tightly, but the breath is through the nose. And then start to think about the breath just filling the abdominals, so just the belly area. And if you're not sure if that's happening, you know that you can put one hand on your tummy, one hand on your chest, and you're just looking for that movement of the breath into the tummy. So all you'll feel is the belly rise and the belly fall. So take a few rounds of breath here, just with the belly breath. And start to count that inhale for a count of 4. So inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, and then match the exhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. So just in your mind, count that breath. Inhale, exhale. And then we're going to start to work on a full yogic breath. So inhale into the belly for 4, 3, and then let that breath start to expand into the chest, 2, and then right into the collarbone, 1. And then exhale, belly, 4, 3, chest, 2, collarbone, 1. And keep going with that. So belly, chest, collarbone, belly, chest, collarbone. Now stay with that rhythm. Beautiful. 2 more with that rhythm. And now we'll start to elongate the exhale. So in for 4, belly, chest, collarbone, and now we're going to exhale for 6. So belly, 5, 4, 3, chest, collarbone. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6, belly, chest, collarbone. Keep going. Beautiful. 3 more like that. And if your mind goes away from the rhythm or you're struggling around that breath, find a rhythm that suits you. If you want to let go of the hands because you've got that full yogic breath, you can. Let them release down to the side of you. Lovely. 2 more rounds. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 6. Remember the pattern. Belly, chest, collarbone. 1 more time. And when you've taken that last round of rhythm, find a natural breath that suits you. Keep him relaxed. And see if you can keep that full yogic breath, really using the entire lung rather than just the top portion or the bottom portion. Use the whole expanse of the lung. Notice how the breath feels now. And notice that when your mind is occupied by the breath, our thoughts tend not to creep in. And try and keep that clearness of mind today as you enter the physical practice of yoga. And when you're ready, just flutter the eyelids open, bring your feet together, interlace the fingers, and take a big stretch up overhead here. Big, full stretch. Point the toes. Full yogic breath, make the most of it. And then exhale, release everything down. Lovely. Plant your hands down by the side of your body, palms facing down, keeping that chin ever so slightly tucked. And then take a big inhale to lift that right leg up towards the sky. Try and keep the knee nice and soft, and remember you're just lifting to wherever's comfortable. If you need to bend the knee, bend the knee. Make adjustments for your own body, and make adjustments for how you feel today, not for how you felt yesterday. So if you need to soften today's practice, soften. Flex both toes towards your body here. Keeping the breath nice and long, nice and deep. Lovely, then start to rotate that right ankle, really working into the foot. Can you incorporate the whole of the foot, making those circles, and then reverse. Lovely, bend the right knee, bring it into your tummy, a nice big squeeze here. Keeping the upper body relaxed onto the earth. And then start to make nice circles with that right knee, whatever that means to you. You're going to go whatever way you feel. Try and make the circles nice and full here. And this is where you can close the eyes and really take note of how these circles feel. Try not to let the hips rock side to side here. Keep that left hip nice and secure on the earth, and then reverse the circle. Lovely, deep breath in as you squeeze that knee back into the tummy. And then straighten the leg back up to the sky. Flex the toes down towards the face. Flex that left foot up towards the body, and you can clasp behind your thigh or your calf muscle, or we've done this before, you might even grab that big toe. Take what you need here. Nice big stretch down the hamstring. You're not stretching to the point of discomfort. You're stretching to that point where it just feels comfortable. You feel the benefit of the stretch rather than the ache of the stretch. And then take a deep breath in again. As you exhale, nose up towards the knee here. Keep the shoulders soft, keep the elbows soft. Take a little smile on your face here, welcoming that little bit of warmth as we start to really get into the workout today. Deep breath. Full exhale. Lovely, slowly release the upper body down towards the earth. Take your knee back into your belly, big squeeze. Lovely, then take that leg nice and long. This time, keeping the right leg planted on the earth. Deep inhale, left leg goes up to the sky here. Now sort out your hips, pressing that lower back into the mat. Flexing both toes up towards the body here. Hands on the earth. Welcome that little bit of shake, welcome that little bit of warmth in the body. Deep breath in, and then squeeze into your tummy. Just massaging the front of that hip crease here. Lovely, then big circles with that knee, whatever that means to you. Just making sure that both hips are grounded on the earth. Lovely, then reverse those circles. Lovely, squeeze that knee into the belly. And use the benefit of that knee drawing into the tummy here to make a big exhale. Lovely, stretch that left foot up towards the sky, again clasp behind the thigh, the calf muscle, the big toe, wherever you feel it today. Flexing the right toes up towards the body, left toes towards the face, and then big inhale. On the exhale, nose up towards the knee here, shoulders soft. You're grounding that right leg into the earth. Lovely, deep, deep breath in, and then as you exhale, release upper body down to the earth. Squeeze that knee into the tummy once more. Lovely, then take that left leg nice and long. Make a little room between the feet. Palms facing up, shoulders release down. Just take a couple of rounds of breath. Good, so from here, you're going to bend your knees, bring your feet to hip point apart. So not hip width, hip point. So imagine where your hip sockets are and see if you can visualise the heels aligning to that point. Obviously, if this doesn't feel right in your body, make adjustments as you need to, but just make sure that when you come up into bridge, that your knees aren't splaying out or splaying in. They need to be in a nice neutral position, pointing to the bottom edge of the mat, toes facing forward, and the knees follow that position also. So on a big, big inhale, you want the movement to come from the tailbone first, so really rolling through the whole of the spine, lifting the hips up. When you meet the top of the inhale, big lift up towards the sky. Exhale, roll down, this time from the upper back, all the way down to the lower back, visualising every point of contact with the mat. Lovely, inhale, roll all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Full yogic breath, and this is a lovely position to get that here. Inhale all the way up. Lift the chest, perhaps this time you squeeze the shoulders together. Exhale, roll all the way down. We've got two more like this. Lovely, inhale, roll all the way up. Exhale all the way down. One more time, really make the most of it. Splay the toes here, so really spread the toes, feeling every single toe on the mat, and then this time we bring in the arms. So when the hips lift, the arms come up overhead. Big inhale, stretch the fingers, everything touches down at that top point, then exhale, really stretch towards the bottom edge of the mat. Incorporate the whole body here, lovely. Keep it going, big inhale, big reach up. Exhale all the way down. Take a rest as and when you need to. We're going to go for 3 more. So moving with your own breath. Make this your own move here. Take what you need from it. If you want a little bit more strength, you can lift the hips a little bit higher, pressing into the feet. Lovely, exhaling all the way down, last 2. I'll leave you with it. And when you float down this time, really elongate that exhale, make the most of it. Don't rush it. Try not to just dump yourself back down onto the mat. Land softly. Beautiful. And then let the knees drop down to one side. It doesn't matter which side, just opening through the spine a little bit more. A nice easy twist. If you feel that you want to take a look over the opposite shoulder, you can. Lovely, then slowly take it up and over to the other side. Exactly the same thing. You can either keep your glance up to the sky, eyes closed, the chin is still a little bit tucked, or take a look over the opposite shoulder, a nice easy twist. Just feeling how the back may look in this position. You might even visualise the spine, that gentle twist. Beautiful. Then slowly bring your body to meet your legs on that side, and you're going to come up to a nice long leg seated position. So a nice seated forward fold. Keep the knees soft if this feels too much on your hamstrings. In actual fact, it's really quite nice to keep the knees soft. What we want though is this movement to come from the hip points, not from any point in the back. So the glance is always going to be forward, the chest, the heart is going to lead this move. So if you need to bend your knees, and then we're going to come out of this move and go back in a few times, so you can play with lengthening the legs every time we come back in. But flex the toes if they're bent. Sorry, if the legs are bent, flex the toes. If the legs are straight, flex the toes. Take a deep breath in and a big, big stretch up, shoulders away from the ears, and then as you exhale, abdominals draw in, the glance is forward. We either let our hands come to the mat, to the calves, to the feet, to the big toes, your choice. Keep that glance forward. Lovely. Inhale, big reach up. Maybe you straighten the legs a little bit more if you feel that you want to. Exhale, abdominals draw in, glance is forward. We clasp wherever we want to. Lovely. Inhale, big reach up. Make the adjustments that you need, and then exhale, forward fold. Remember, the tilt is coming from the hips here, not the spine. What we don't want is you to round off there. We want heart lifted, glance to the top edge of the mat. This isn't about how far you can get into this fold. This is about keeping the body safe, okay? And then wherever you are, flex your feet up to you just a little bit more. If you're clasping onto your toes or onto your feet, see if you can get a little bit more stretch just by anchoring the feet towards you, bending the elbows, perhaps letting them soften down towards the mat. And then stay here. We've got 5 breaths, so really surrender into this position. This is all about relaxing into this shape without letting our back go, without letting that drop, lifting the chest. So close the eyes, softening every single breath. And then for the last 2 breaths, we're going to drop the chin towards the chest. Don't let that drop come all the way through the back. Still lifting that chest up. Just letting the chin drop towards the chest. Lovely. Big inhale as you reach forward. Exhale all the way up to the top, and then release the hands down. We're going to go into upward plank. So this is going to look different for everybody, and if at any point you don't feel comfortable, you're going to come out of the shape. Maybe you can take a nice cat-cow instead of this shape, but just give it a go. You're at home, so you can try things out as long as you're safe and you're listening to the body. Take your hands behind you, fingertips towards the top edge of the mat. Then from here, take a deep breath in. We're going to lift the hips. Point the toes towards the bottom edge of the mat. Lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulders together. See if you can get the toes down to the earth, and then let the neck drop back with control. Lovely. 3 big breaths here. Breathe. See if you can lift the hips a little bit higher. Squeeze the bum. Lovely. On your next exhale, slowly, with control, release all the way down. Take a deep breath in as you come all the way to your back. Take a moment here in Shavasana. Shoulders release. Notice that little flush of energy here. Come back to the breath. Notice where the thoughts are. Perhaps you're deciding whether you like that shape or not. And see if you can push those thoughts off to the side for the moment. Come back to that lovely full yogic breath into the belly, the chest, the collarbone, and then belly, chest, collarbone. And then from here, you can either tip to one side and come up to a nice mountain pose at the top edge of your mat, or you can have a little bit of fun here. Clasp behind the knees, rock and roll all the way up. Take what you need from this. Do it a few times. Get a little bit of speed going, and then when you've got it, straight up onto your feet. Quiet mountain, let the hands release. Don't worry what's happening with your hair, your shirt, your trousers. Close the eyes. From here, big reach up. You're going to take a little baby back bend here, nothing much, just slide the hips forward, thumbs back, biceps up by the ears here. Deep breath in, don't let your head drop back, keep your head in between your arms here, and then as you exhale, keep the right hand up. Left hand is going to go down, palm facing in with the left hand, palm facing in with the right hand, and then stretch the hands away from one another. So you feel that nice stretch through the shoulders, through the armpit, through the upper arm, right through to the fingers in that left hand, and then take up space as you take your hands out wide and swap them over. Right hand goes down, left hand goes up, palms facing in, big, big stretch. Keep the neck nice and long. Press into your feet here. Lovely, then exhale, take your hands down to meet your heart, shoulders release down. And then from here, just think about the weight dropping into that left foot. So again, this is just a visualization, and I don't want you to dump your weight into that left foot. I want you to more think about as drawing, lifting up through that left leg, left foot. So you're not dumping down here, you're lifting up. Right heel's going to start to lift. Sternum's up towards the thumbs, the shoulders are down. And then we're just going to have a play here, lifting that right knee up, perhaps taking a couple of circles, maybe opening through the hip. In actual fact, everybody take, I'm going to turn to face the camera here. Take a couple of circles with that right knee, and then when you feel ready, you're going to open up into a nice easy tree. So again, we're lifting up from that left leg, we're not dropping down, we're lifting up. Belly's drawn in, chest is drawn up, shoulders are drawn down, chin is ever so slightly lifted. And I don't want you to put loads of pressure through that right foot into that left leg, wherever you are. Let that right foot just hover off, so you're using the muscles of your thighs and your leg here to lift you into tree. Now this is really strong, you should feel a little bit of shake. You might take the focus off maybe by reaching the hands up, maybe taking a little mudra here. Lovely, welcome that shake, lovely, deep, deep breath in, exhale, release everything down. Beautiful. From here, turn to face sideways on your mat, and you're going to take your feet just outside your shoulders. You might choose to go a little bit wider, you might choose to go a little bit narrower, but just make sure that you're thinking of a wide stance with your feet. Both feet are facing forward for the moment. Get that nice lift so the tailbone relaxes down, the belly draws in, shoulders are nice and relaxed. You're going to turn your right foot out, but the hips are facing forward. We don't want any movement in the hips here. Right hand is just going to nicely relax onto that right thigh. When we go into this shape, there's no weight into that right hand, it's relaxed. So this shape is going to look different for everybody. So again, we're not going for the look of this shape, we're going for the sensation of the shape. Take a deep breath in as the left arm reaches all the way up. And then exhale, take a nice side bend here. This is a lovely Shivananda style triangle. So breathe into it. Take a little look up, which just encourages the chest to open up towards the sky. The left arm is hugging towards the head. There's no weight through that right arm. It's nice and relaxed. We're pressing through the feet. The hips are nice and stable here. We're squeezing the hips in and we're drawing that belly button in as well. Lovely. 3 more breaths. If you need to come out, come out. Or you can always just take it up just a little bit. Lovely. Deep inhale. As you come all the way back to center, exhale, release everything down. Lovely. From here, right foot turns in. Big inhale, big reach up. Exhale, nice forward fold. Draw your belly in, stick your bum back. We're going to take it to the halfway point. Draw your shoulders together. Tummy draws in, and then if you want to take it down, you can soften the knees, take it to a nice wide forward fold. Lovely. Let the head relax. Do what you want with this shape here. If you want to take the feet a little bit wider because you want to get your head down to the earth, you can. But again, thinking about the sensation of this shape, not what this shape looks like. Beautiful. Bend the knees and slowly press into the feet, round through the back to roll all the way up, keeping the chin tucked. Chin is the last to lift. Bring your feet together and then step back to the top edge of your mat. Take a moment to get yourself nice and situated, feet are nice and comfortable, the shoulders are relaxed down, and then big inhale. Take that very gentle back bend, hip slides forward, the head is in between the arms here, thumbs to the back edge of the thumbs to the back edge of the mat, pinky fingers towards the top edge of the mat. Lovely. Exhale, take it all the way back, stack yourself up, left hand stays up, right hand stays down, palms facing in. I'll give you a nice side view or front view of this one. So stretch away. So you'll feel that right shoulder lift up a little bit, left shoulder reach up a little bit, right shoulder drop down. Big, big stretch. Keep the neck nice and lined up here. And then as you exhale, take up space, big, big stretch. Other side. Exhale, hands back to the heart, shoulders release. Mentally prepare yourself for your balance. Weight dropping into that right foot, but then we lift up with that as well. So pressing the right foot into the earth, but lifting up. And as you lift up, you'll feel that left heel just start to lift off the mat. Then perhaps you're just balancing on your toes, and then maybe the knee lifts here. Get yourself situated. If you need to touch down as often as you can, as you need to. And then nice big circles. And reverse. Until you feel really ready just to float into tree. Lifting up, not collapsing into that right hip. Tummy draws in, tailbone softens down, shoulders slide down the back body. And then take the weight from the left foot. So using the muscles to keep you in tree here, keeping your focus. So the left sole of the foot and the inside of the right thigh have no contact with each other at all. Lovely, squeeze and lift, draw the belly in. Deep, welcome that shake, deep breath. Exhale, release everything down, lovely. Come to face sideways on your mat. Take that nice wide stance again. Wide for you, not for anyone else. And then this time left foot turns out, hips forward. Left hand is gently relaxed on that left thigh, and then inhale, big reach up with that right hand. Shoulder relaxes down. Big inhale again. And then exhale, take your side bend to the left. Take a look up so it encourages you to keep your heart nice and lifted. We're not collapsing through the neck here, we're lifting that right ear up towards the right upper arm. Don't forget you can come out of it. This doesn't have to be a big grand side bend. This can just be a nice soft side bend. And you can make more of it by pressing into that right foot and then stretching through the right fingers. There's no weight in that left hand, remember? Lovely, deep, deep breath in, and then as you exhale, come all the way back to centre. Turn that left toe in. Come back to the top edge of your mat. Big inhale, both hands reach up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to take the back nice and flat as we reach. Bum shifts back. Knees can soften if they need to, and we come to a comfortable forward fold of your choice. Now this is going to be different for everybody, remember, so you can bend your knees, making a little shelf for your upper body, letting the head be nice and heavy, or you can lift your knees a little bit longer. Use the belly, heart is leading this move here. Then we can tuck the chin ever so slightly, crown of the head drops towards the mat. You can clasp behind your ankles if you want, or let the hands just release. You've got 5 breaths. Again, surrendering into this shape. One last breath. Lovely, then lift up just a little bit. Come into a nice flat back. Then bring your feet as wide as the yoga mat. Toes are going to, heels are going to be in slightly, toes are going to be facing out. And then from here, if a yogic squat isn't for you, just come to a nice seat. If not, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, hips are going to sink back in between the heels. Chest is going to be nice and up. If your heels lift, then that's fine. That's where you are today. You can play with that. If Malasana isn't for you, find a nice seat. If you're here with your heels down, bum down, back nice and long. Elbows are going to go into the inside of the thigh. And then create a little bit of opposite pressure here. So press the knees into the elbows and the elbows into the knees. Prayer position. Encourage that sternum to lift up towards the thumbs here. Breathe deep. Letting the tailbone relax down. Close the eyes, making sure that those shoulders aren't creeping up towards the ears. Lovely, 2 more breaths. And slowly release the hands down to the earth. Come to tabletop position and then release all the way down to the belly. Hands underneath the shoulders. Bring your feet together onto the tops of the feet. Forehead kisses the earth. Shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze the elbows into the side body. Keep the chin tucked as you inhale, little baby cobra. Lovely, exhale, release. Find the flow of your breath. Inhale up for your cobra. Maybe the chin lifts a little bit this time. Exhale, release down. Lovely. Inhale, baby cobra, maybe a little bit bigger. Exhale, release. One more time, make it your best. Take it to the point that feels really comfortable, that you're getting the most out of this shape. Keep the elbows soft and then roll all the way down. Sit yourself back to child's pose, your version, whether the knees are together or the knees are open wide, whether the hands are, actually we'll keep the hands up towards the top edge of the mat today. Forehead on or towards the earth, shoulders round down. Just take 3 breaths here. See if you can let the hips drop towards the heels a little bit more. And then walk your hands off of the right side of the mat, nice and slowly. Keep your hips where they are. Stretch with that left hand here. 3 breaths here. Beautiful. Then walk your hands off the left side. Stretch with that right hand. 3 breaths here. Beautiful. Back to centre. 3 breaths. See if you can let the hips drop down, thinking about the spine in the opposite shape of the cobra, so that rounding of the back rather than the back bending cobra. Lovely, and then slowly walk your hands back up. Bring your knees together or find a nice seated position if this isn't for you. Palms facing up, shoulders away from the ears, elbows nice and heavy, sit up nice and tall. Close the eyes. Observe how your body feels now. Observe how the mind feels. And then bring your focus back to the breath. Now, slowly, slowly, see if you can keep the eyes closed. Trust yourself that you're landing in the right position. Slowly bring your legs around. Scoot yourself down the bottom edge, towards the bottom edge of your mat. Legs nice and long. Then use your hands for support to roll all the way down. Shavasana. Close your eyes. Prepare yourself for meditation. And take a few moments to find a comfortable position. The head gently rested into the floor. Your eyes closed or the gaze just softened. The hands gently rested beside you.
and the feet heavy into your mat. Without changing anything, bring your attention to your breath, noticing the expansion of the inhale and the contraction of the exhale. Remind yourself that at this moment you have nowhere else to be and nothing else to do. On your next exhale, exhale completely. And then allow the diaphragm to expand naturally, letting the inhale take care of itself. And then repeat that a few more times. Exhaling completely, and then letting the inhale take care of itself. Notice whether you feel a little bit more relaxed. And now let the breath flow naturally without doing anything to change or to control it. And find a place where the breath feels the best. Maybe at the tip of the nose, maybe the back of your throat, or perhaps the bottom of your lungs. And focus your attention there. And then for the next couple of minutes, just keep your attention on this part of your breath. As distractions arise, such as thoughts, sensations, or sounds, just notice them and let them go. Bring your attention back to the breath. You have nowhere else to be and nothing else to do. For the next minute, simply remain in present awareness of your breath. Namaste.